I even called it Saturday Training Trials with Tea.
Hey, franchised.
Mm-hmm.
While we're waiting, guys, for Sweet Leaf, so every trial is going to have like an antechamber like this, like a room before the trial starts, and it'll have crafting tables and a merchant, and so it's like the place where you guys should clear your inventory, double check your gear, make sure you're wearing like what you want to be wearing. You can make sure that you have food and potions and poisons and like all that good stuff. And then in a normal trial, it doesn't matter if people go through the door early. The only thing that'll impact is like whether or not you run into ads you can't handle by yourself. But in a veteran trial, once you open the door, it does start a timer and it affects people's scores. That's part of why I teach you guys to stack on the door, because you don't want to get to your first vet trial, go through the door, and everyone's like, "Who did that?" And then you feel bad about yourself. So that's why we wait outside. And I think we might just get started. Sweet Leaf, if you can hear, um, I don't know that you need to talk. I don't even know if he can hear us, but we're going to go ahead and get started because I don't know how long it'll take him to reset his stuff. So everyone, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. So we're going to go to the left here off the ship here.
Through the mist. Good hunting, Murray.
And Darth Downey, you're going to be solo healing for the first couple odd pulls. It's very possible. Do this one a lot. It's good gear here. All right, stop on this island, guys. Don't walk forward. Stay right here. Once you walk forward onto that beach, we start these like meteors falling on us, and they're just annoying. So we're going to talk about stuff before we go over there. So once we get over there, if we look over there, further up the beach towards where I'm shooting, that's where our ad pull will be. Our main tank is going to be Renaissance, and our off tank is going to be Packer. For these first like 5 ad pulls, Packer, you are the kiter. So what that means is Renaissance going to be grabbing the big flag guys, and Renaissance, I'll tell you which ones are in which pull, but basically you're looking for things that are like taller and have flags on their back. The Renaissance will grab those, and group's gonna like get on Renaissance to kill that stuff. And Packer, you need to stand behind group. You need to be like the furthest person from those ads, because the ads that are called swashbucklers will randomly choose the person furthest from them, and they'll leap to that person. They'll purge taunt when they do it. So we want that person that they leap to be a tank. We don't want them like leaping to a DD. So that's what Packer's doing, guys. Don't stand back there with Packer. Definitely stand like in a group all together, like close to what we're killing. We want to be killing the keel cutter. Anytime there's a keel cutter in an ad pull, that's what we want to kill first. It has a big fire AoE that it'll put out. If it's up for too long, it does a bunch of damage. We may see that fire AoE start to proc. And if we do, what we want to make sure we do is stay there and keep killing the keel cutter. Don't panic and start walking out of it. Just trust. It takes like 4 or 5 seconds to arm. So if we just like keep murdering the keel cutter, it'll get rid of that mech before it even goes out. Otherwise, this first pull is just some trash stuff that we don't want to worry about. So in general, for trials, guys, if you're a DD, make sure you're all together as a group. You don't want to be standing outside a group. You want to be all like tight together, and that includes our healers. People tell healers to stand behind group. That doesn't mean stand like 5 feet behind group. It means stand in group, but towards the back of group. All your heals will still hit everybody. All right, guys, we're going to go over here so we can see this stuff now. So everyone should come up to where I'm at and put your reticle, which is the middle thing on your screen, on the Dreadsail keel cutter that's in front of us. Press and hold down on your right joystick until it's outlined in white. And that is the thing that we are going to kill first. That is called tab targeting, what you guys just did. And Renaissance when you're ready. There are going to be some kite mechanics here, like AoEs going out, guys. One of them is this cone on the ground. That's on you, just stand one spot with it. And that cone does put out that fire circle that's on you guys right now. Good job, guys. This next ad pull is going to be the same thing. So there'll be a keel cutter on the right-hand side, and there'll be a swashbuckler on the left. And then there's also going to be this reef viper that comes in. And Renaissance, you're going to, so Smoke Monster, you'll want to back up and not pull things like we talked about. Yes, you're going to grab everything and put it all together, and everyone should be on the keel cutter. Let's remember to not run forward. Just stay with the group. Do not pull things. So it looks like our keel cutter ended up in the back. Yeah, so let's try not to do that, Packer, because we need to kill that thing first. Oh, weird. Don't you have a taunt on? Okay, weird. Okay. Okay. All right, so again, guys, please do not run forward. Please stay with group as we talk about stuff. So to our left here is a swashbuckler. So that's the guy that Packer's going to kite. And then we don't have a keel cutter in this pull. Renaissance straight ahead of us is a serpent tongue. So those are your two flags for this pull, the swashbuckler to the left and the serpent tongue straight ahead. The serpent tongue guys will pull up pets. And the pets will be like kind of ghostly versions of themselves. So one option is a big crab, another option is a reef viper, and then the third option is a totem. Renaissance, if a reef viper or a crab pop up, make sure you taunt those quickly. The crab is more of an emergency because the crab can one-shot DDs. The totem, though, Renaissance just pops up like anywhere. So DDs just like don't stand in front of it. It's going to start spitting ice at you. So you just want to like get out of that. But otherwise, don't worry about it. It'll go away. All right, that's when you're ready. No, so part of it is like you don't want to be too far behind group. You just want to be just far enough behind group that it jumps to you. And when it jumps, you just keep it there. And Renaissance will stay on the other side of group. So if the swashbuckler needs to jump again, it'll jump like back to Renaissance. It like ping pongs between you guys. And Renaissance when you're ready. And everyone, we should be killing the serpent tongue. And it looks like the swashbuckler didn't get taunted by Renaissance, so it's back there with Packer. So watch your positioning, guys, because you don't want to be the one in... Oh, it jumped to Tartarus. This is why we want to make sure we're staying in group, because then we won't get mechs like that. Alright, this next pull here is just two swashbucklers. They're about to run out. And so Renaissance will want to taunt both of them, and then Packer will be kiting behind when you're ready. And now to the back, guys, where the swashbuckler is. And back to Renaissance. So yeah, it looks like you probably stepped in those kite circles. You just want to make sure you're staying out of stuff on the ground. Especially when you're out of group. It's very easy to die because the heals won't be under you. Alright guys, so we've got a Reef Viper in the center here. And then we have two flag guys that we haven't seen before. So on the left is a Dreadsail Ranger. And the one on the right is also a Dreadsail Ranger. Renaissance, you're going to grab the Reef Viper in the center and the Dreadsail Ranger on the left. And then Packer, you're grabbing the Dreadsail Ranger on the right. And Packer, your job is to taunt that Ranger. And then you're going to run yourself to the other side of the arena to try to pull that guy in. So because they're bow and arrow dudes, they're line of sight, which means you have to run away from them or get behind something to make them move. The idea is you're trying to pull it into the group where Renaissance will have his stuff. The Rangers do need interrupting guys, so if you see them like putting off red sparkles, make sure you bash them. You don't want them getting that effect off. They're also going to target people with these laser lines that are going to go out on the ground. 2 people will get laser lines from each thing if they get to that mech. The laser lines will follow you, so they'll be on the ground, like literally following you as you run. If you have laser lines, if it's under you, just wiggle to figure out if it's yours. If it's yours, just stand in one spot and block. The whole thing is like other people should get away from you If you try to like run away from other people, that doesn't work out as well because of the lag inherent in the system. All right, tanks, when you're ready. I would grab the Viper in this case because the Ranger is less dangerous for the group. Remember guys, just stay in one spot with those laser lines. Even if it looks like people are on you, just trust that they'll get out of your way. Okay, so this is the first boss. These are the twins. So I'll teach you how to tank it, but then we are going to pull it a different way because none of the mechanics matter on normal. Yeah, so, well, they're there, but they just don't matter on normal. And so doing it the way you pull it on vet just makes like no sense at all. So I need to change a couple skills because I just realized I'm set up for VCR, so that's really fun. Okay. No. Yeah, I mean, so if you were doing it on vet, yeah, but you don't. Yeah. All right, guys, so looking at the arena, the first thing is look up top, and there's a guy. You okay, Rumble? Okay, there's a guy up there who is red colored. It's one of the bosses, and then his brother, who is ice colored. You guys should also look at the arena and see that there is this like icy pearl over on this left side, a piercing hailstone, and then there's a fiery pearl over here, a destructive ember. If you press A to activate these, you're going to get this bubble on your head. While you have the bubble, you do a little bit more damage, and you take damage as you're holding it. To get rid of the bubble, you just look at the pearl again, where you got the bubble from, and you press A to get rid of it. If two bubbles, Liz, can you grab the ice bubble for me? All right, if two bubbles that are two different like elements get put together, they explode. All right, so the ideal thing is we only want one bubble up at a time so that we do not have explosions happen for no reason. Those explosions don't matter on normal because as you saw, they did no damage whatsoever. However, it does make things more difficult to kill the bosses if the bubbles go away. So we don't want to explode them like that. To kill a boss or any of its adds, you need them to be in the bubble of the opposite element. So when the ice boss is down here and we're trying to kill the ice boss, we want to have the fire bubble up on that ice boss. And while the fire boss is down here and we're trying to kill that fire boss, we want the ice bubble up. Does that make sense so far, guys? Does anyone have any questions on like that part so far? Okay, cool. All right, rad. So what we'll do for this fight is these guys are going to come down individually first. Well, once we kill this trash in front of us, right? We won't talk about that. So once the bosses come down, one of them will come down first. We don't know which one it'll be. One of them will just randomly come down first. Liz and I will deal with the bubbles, so no one else needs to touch bubbles for this. So Liz and I will just like juggle them. So let's say the ice boss comes down first. Liz and I will grab the fire bubble, and we'll just focus on killing that ice boss. While the ice boss is down, he's going to also call up some adds. So he'll call up these like ice wolves, and then he'll also call up big adds that are going to be these like big frost atronachs. And he's going to call those up from 2 of the 4 corners. So the tanks, when you're watching your boss, you can actually see him stop what he's doing, and he'll like do this big gesture towards like one of the corners in the room, and that's like where the big thing is going to come up from. He's like telling you where he's pulling it from. So group, what we want to make sure we do is it's really important that we kill those big adds that are going to come up before that ice boss gets pushed too far, because we don't want to be dealing with like multiple big adds of different colors, because that's when people will start dying. So when that first boss comes down, make sure you're killing that, and once those 2 big things come up, focus those things and kill them. Once we get one boss to 65% of its health, it's going to do this mechanic in the room that we call quadrants. where it's going to toss out, on normal, it's 3 different orbs in random places in the room, and then it'll start teleporting around to those different orbs. We're going to ignore that mechanic on normal. So we are going to see that mechanic happen, and what we're going to do is we're just going to like keep that bubble that we have on those ads that are up. We're going to kill those ads, and then Liz and I will deal with like getting us out of that mechanic. Basically, the boss needs to go be bashed to get him out of the mech. However, to be bashed, he needs the opposite color bubble on him, so that's why we ignore it, because we want to keep killing those ads instead. So once he's at 65% and he gets done with that mech, he'll disappear. The opposite guy will come down, and we'll do the same thing. So we'll get him from 100% to 65%. We'll make sure we're killing those ads. And then once that second guy is out of that quadrant mechanic, where he like bounces all around doing damage, both of the guys will come down at once. So we'll have like 2 bosses down here. What we'll do is we'll just keep killing one of the bosses till he's dead, and then we'll swap and kill the other boss, and the tanks can hold them together. This strat does not work on veteran. You will just murder yourselves like very quickly if you use it, but it works really well for normal. So that's what we're going to do. Tanks for you guys, one of you will be the fire tank and the other will be the ice tank. So Renaissance, why don't you be the fire tank? And that means anytime the fire boss is down or anytime any of his ads are up, so those fire wolves, those fire atronachs, iron atronachs, you need to grab those. So make sure you have a ranged taunt on, because the iron atronachs will like pop up in different corners, so you're going to need to grab them from afar. So you'll be fire tank. Packer, you're going to be ice tank. So same thing for you. So make sure you're taunting that ice guy. Make sure when those big ads come up that you're taunting those big ads. They will kill group. And that's what you're in charge of. All right. Make sure, tanks, that you are blocking things instead of roll dodging. So mechanic in this trial is that when you roll dodge any attack by an elite, so not just bosses, but also those like flag guys that we see in this trial, if you guys roll dodge any of those heavies, you enrage the boss or the elite ad. So just a lot of blocking. Only roll dodge if you absolutely have to. It'll make your lives actually easier instead of enraging them. Does anyone have any questions? No, nope, you're holding them together in the center. Pull them right in the middle, right together, yeah. And then what we'll do is we'll just be focusing one down first, like whatever bubble we have, right? Like let's say we have the ice bubble up, I'll say focus the fire guy, and everyone will kill the fire guy, and then we'll just finish off the other guy. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Yeah, go ahead. No, we'll just do it the whole time, yeah. All right, cool. And Liz, I'll grab first. That's cool.
Sounds good.
And I'm basically only going to drop if I'm like about to die. All right. Tanks, when you're ready.
Can you manage the parts,
I think that's all of them. Yep. All right, guys, back up. He's going to come down right in the center. And it is the ice guy coming down. All right, he's calling his hounds packer, so just watch out for those guys. And now he's calling a big frost atcher behind you. Let's go ahead and grab that. Everyone focus that frost atcher down. And now he's calling another frost atcher packer towards the back, so grab that guy. Perfect. And everyone kill those frost atchos. And this is the mechanic we're ignoring, you guys. So healers, just big heals on group here. And everyone stack up really tight so your healers can get you. And once this is down, we'll go deal with this mech. Boop. And boop. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing with the fire guy.
Allow me to demonstrate what winning looks like.
No worries. That's his big hand wavy motion. There it is. Yeah. And there's the second atro. Alright guys, make sure you're killing that atro now. And again, ignoring this mechanic. Alright. Alright, tanks, get ready for both of them to be down here. And everyone, we're going to finish off Lyle. So everyone focus Lyle here. And Turley is here as well. Ooh. Looks like you were standing in that big circle. Looks like that same thing happened to Ocean and Tartarus. Yeah. So he places 5 circles, and you just want to kind of slowly walk out of them. And DDs, you definitely don't want to be in that at all, because like you can't really take them at all. Good job, guys.
At least we go together.
All right, we're gonna go in the caverns now, which is through this door in front of us. And we're gonna go left here, out the door. All right, so up here are 2 big ads we haven't seen before. So one is a brewmaster that's walking toward us. Its special power is that it's going to put out these alchemy bottles on the ground. They're purple, and they'll like have these purple circles around them. If you guys walk through those circles, you are going to be made very, very small. Like your body will be very tiny, and you'll do less damage. And you allow the brewmaster to like take your power and give it to someone else. So it's actually really fun to do that and make yourself small on normal, but not on veteran. So like knock yourselves out in this run. But just remember, if you do it on vet, please don't do that because you'll make your tanks mad. So that's the brewmaster. And then there's also a big bear down there who's like by the door. So Renaissance, grab the brewmaster, and Packer, grab the bear, and just put them together. In group, we want to kill the brewmaster first. Tanks, when you're ready. Oh, no worries, Sweetleaf, you're good. I figured it was like you were still messing with that. There are the circles. And now people are made small. You guys are adorable. Look at how wee you are. Alright, come through the door, and now we're in the caverns. This is the poison side, and I'll explain what that means in just a little bit. What we are going to do is jump into the river and make sure that you're synergizing with the different water spouts as we go. So when you get to this water spout down here, press YB, because we are going to loot as we go. And if you miss that synergy, you like can't come back. There's no like coming back the opposite way. So I don't see any heavy sacks or chests here. We're going to keep going in the river. And when we get to a stopping point here on the beach, just don't walk forward. Just like stand for a second. All right, so a couple things here. So right over there where I'm shooting is this like mushroom plant. You guys see that guy who's kind of like undulating around? That's the poison mechanic for the side of the cavern. So if we stand too close to the mushroom plant, it starts to like inhale and it starts to like put poison on people. And the longer we stand close to it, the bigger and bigger it's going to get. And the more poison it'll put out and the more damaging the poison circles will be. So we're going to have to stand next to these guys sometimes because we'll be killing stuff, but just watch your feet. If you see a circle starting to form underneath you, you can step out of it or you can roll dodge out of it. The poison will stack. So every time you have a circle explode under you, you'll get like more and more damage each time. So just watch yourselves. And if you have a choice and you don't have to be standing near the big like mushroom plant, choose to be far away from it. For this ad pull, we have a serpent tongue and 2 crabs. We're going to have Renaissance just grab all 3 of those. And Packer, what you're going to do is you're going to run up the hill that way. and there's 3 ornogs up there, which are basically dogs. Like they kind of just look like lizard dogs. So all you're gonna do is just like grab one of them and just pull them down to us. Oh no, where's Smoke Monster? All right, Renaissance, when you're ready. And remember, Renaissance, if there's a crab that pops up here, make sure you grab that crab. It will kill people. Yeah, it'll one-shot TDs really easily. But, oh yeah, there's a crab. Yeah. It's got a ranged heavy that hurts a lot. Right, guys? Meet the dogs here that are coming. They're bad dogs, don't worry. And then everyone come up the hill. I mean, it's like, I want to say, like 18 meters at least, because it's like heavy meat from that far away. Different points, so yeah. I don't see anything up here. One person stay here at this lever right here. And then everyone else come down to the door. And I just need 2 people, one left, one right, to stand by the lever. Okay, levers, 3, 2, 1, pull. Thank you, the door is open. And everyone look for heavy stack and chest here before we get in the water. I don't see any. Okay. For this one, we're gonna go all the way down, guys. We're not gonna take that first spout. So everyone just all the way down to this beach down here. Keep going, ignore the water spouts. We'll come back for all this stuff once we kill everything down here. Kind of like a lazy river, but less amoebas. Okay. So this ad pull down here, we've got a brewmaster in front of us. We've got a serpent tongue to our right, and then we have a big drift bear. So those are the 3 like big things in this pull. So what I would like is for Renaissance to grab the brewmaster, the drift bear, and the serpent tongue. So all 3 things, just hold them together on the beach. And Packer, you're actually going to run up again. So run over there, and there's some drews, those like crab things, and just like run up there and grab them and pull them back to us. All right, and Renaissance when you're ready. And we're trying to kill the brewmaster first, guys. It has the most problematic effect on us. Nice. Ooh, I was made small. So little. It's embarrassing. Alright, nice job, guys. Now we can just deal with the Drews coming down. Alright, good job. I'm also wearing 2 staves instead of a dagger and a stave. What am I doing? Okay. So if you come back up here, guys, there should be some loot up here. Looks like there's a heavy sack. And then also looking for piles of dirt. Ocean Man found one. Basically, there's 10 piles of dirt throughout the caverns, and in 5 of them are these rune stones that we want to destroy. We're trying to get them because it'll give us buffs. Once you come all the way back here, guys, you can go back in the river, and there's also a place across the way that might have loot. And Evil found a runestone. There is a chest over here, guys, so everyone will want to come to where Evil Nath and I are. Grab this chest. And then I'm going to go run for a lever. When you guys are done grabbing that chest, we do need 3 folks to be on levers. There's 2 levers like up the path, and there's 1 lever right by the door. Okay, cool. I'm at the one at the top of the path. Smoke Master, you want to go down that way for the chest. It's over there. All right, we need 1 person on the middle lever. All right, someone's going. And pull levers in 3, 2, 1, pull. Hopefully that worked. Awesome. Alright guys, this is another one. Well, first let's make sure there's nothing over here, like chest heavy stacks. I don't see anything. Alright, this is another one where we're going straight to the bottom. But it is very, very easy to pull this. So please don't, when you get down here, don't move at all. Just like stay standing where we land. We can see everything. Okay, so in front of us are 3 flag dudes and a bunch of Drew. So to our left, we have a brewmaster. Straight ahead, kind of like petting that dog in the middle, is a serpent tongue. And then to our right is a sharpshooter. The sharpshooter we haven't seen before. So the sharpshooter is a bow and arrow guy, so he's line of sight, which means he's very hard for the tanks to move around. He also does have an interruptible effect. So, and if he gets his interruptible effect off, like if he doesn't get bashed, he can kill people with it. It's like an invisible conal arrow spray, like the Bloodseeker in Rock Grove. So just watch that guy and make sure we're getting bashes on him. What we're going to do here is Renaissance. You're going to grab the Brewmaster on the left, the Serpent Tongue in the center, and you're going to pull them both to the Sharpshooter on the right, because the Sharpshooter won't move, so he's just going to like be where he is, right? Group, we want to make sure that we are going to the Sharpshooter and killing that first. We also want to be standing on the beach, not in the water. You can't see the mechanics under your feet in the water, so you can die to stuff that you don't even see happening because it's like under you in the water. So make sure you're on the beach. And Packer, what you're going to do is if you run up the hill here, there's like 4 Drew up that pathway. So I just need you to run along the pathway and like grab the Drew and bring them back to us. It might be 3 Drew, it might not be 4. We'll find out. All right, Renaissance, when you're ready. The sharpshooter, get on the beach. Got the bash? Oh, there is a crab back here. Pretty far from you though. No, you're fine because it's like really far from you. Yeah, we're good. Good job, guys. We're gonna meet Packer's Drews right here. Oh, nice. Thanks. Yeah, I wasn't sure. They die so fast. Alright, guys. Now we're gonna run back and see if there's stuff to collect. Nothing here. Alright, nothing on this side. And there is dirt on this side, this other side, but there's no heavy. Oh, there's a heavy stack, guys. Everyone come on over here to get the heavy stack. I've got the earth. And then we just need one person to stay here to get the lever. If you're the last person, don't leave. Okay, cool. Renaissance has it. And it looks like we do have folks going to that middle lever. Perfect. I have the bottom lever. All right, lever, folks. 3, 2, 1, pull. It is open. Bow breaker. Expose. Thank you. For the skull. Yeah. So she is the thing we'll be targeting the whole time. She does a lot of jumping around the arena. So she's gonna like do this thing where she dives underground and then it pops up somewhere else. And Renaissance, she'll be tanking her the whole time. So just keep her turned away from group because she does do stuff where she'll stick her head in the ground and like put out these like circles on the ground that can hurt people. She'll also do this like poison spit. Yeah, she's a Hashimoto. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. She'll also do a poison spit, so just make sure that you guys are not standing in that. Any of the AoEs actually that get put out, you'd want to not be standing in them in this particular arena because they're all like very hurtful. So Renaissance, you're just like jumping from place to place with her. Don't try to move her back to the center or anything. Just run to where she is, turn her around, you know. For the little guys, Packer, you actually have like the more fun job in here. You're gonna taunt all the little dudes and you're gonna move them to wherever Bowbreaker is. And guys, we're just gonna kill them in cleave, which means we're just gonna like passively murder them with all of our dots on the ground. We're gonna be focusing Bowbreaker. Um, every time she moves Packer, it is gonna call up another turtle, another little turtle. So just like be on the lookout for that. And guys, she will also call up like this big thing of crabs. It's like 25 tiny mud crabs, which sounds like it wouldn't hurt a lot. But if you were standing outside a group and those 25 tiny mud crabs go to you, you will die. So this fight is all about just moving quickly when she hops, getting to the hop point, like the new tail, and then just trusting your healers and not standing in those big like poison circles that come out. And tanks when you're ready. You should wait till she hops for the first time. She hops quick. There she goes, and you can go ahead with force now. On vet, you can still stand with the tank in here on vet. You might not want to though, just because like it costs resources to do that kind of thing. And if there's not a reason to be doing it, why do it sort of deal, you know? Oop. Tartarus, you are in a big AoE. There you go. Just gonna hop one more time. Good job, guys. Come through this door, guys. Yeah. Not really. I mean, it's just watching her, right? Like when she's about to die, she dies into the ground. That's like all you have to go on. So really quick, guys, just you do need one person in your group to interact with that like wheel that's up there, which we already did. And that's the whole reason we had to go on that side. Also, as we're down here, please do not touch any skills. Please do not bash anything. These people can aggro, and it's a really dumb fight, and there's no reason to kill them. They're very nice people. You can talk to them. And there's a dog over here. You don't want to kill the dog. But we are going to run around here and look for gear. Again, please do not use any skills whatsoever. There's a heavy sack on the right at the very end. Nice. Now we... There it is. They're like right next to each other. Damn. And then when you're done, guys, come on out. Again, do not touch anyone, don't aggro anybody. Leave them to their meal. They're having a nice time. Now we're back where we started in here, right? So like through this wooden door is like that boss room. We're gonna go this way this time and do the other side. And this side is the electrical side. So the other side was poison, and this side is electricity. There's like lighting and stuff. And for this, we're gonna have a keel cutter. So everyone, we're gonna kill that thing first. The flag guy. Renaissance, that guy is yours. And Packer, you're gonna be chaining in the harpies. There's like, I think 4 harpies that are up here. You just chain them in a group. And Renaissance when you're ready. Good job, guys. this door. And anytime we're not underneath one of these like broken ships, we are going to be susceptible to lightning strikes. These lightning strikes do not stack, so you can basically completely ignore them. It's not true on veteran. And nothing over here. Okay. A lot of these pulls on this side are going to be us running across a bridge and having to like roll dodge through the enemies to get to the other side of them so we can be like in safety underneath the boats. So just to prep you guys for that one. For this first pull, there's only one flag guy, and then there's a bunch of harpies. We're going to do the same thing with Renaissance. You're going to grab the serpent tongue. It's at the top of the ramp up here. And Hacker, you're going to just chain in the harpies. So Renaissance when you're ready. Yeah. That's a perfect summary. And then you will want to move it like back here to land so we can kill it. Serpent tongue does not have cleave, no. Okay. Someone died. There's a heavy sack over here, guys. And then we'll need one person to go that way. Across the lonely bridge to the lever. I killed this monkey. And then we have two levers over here on this far side. And there is dirt over here too. All right, levers in 3, 2, 1, pull. Looks like it opened. Looks evil. And then make sure we check here for heavy sacks and chests and dirt and stuff. But don't run too far forward because there is an odd pull up here. Alright, so this is another case where Renaissance, we're going to have you taunt the flag guys. There's a serpent tongue and a brewmaster. And Packer, you're just, oh nice. Packer, you're just pulling in the harpies. Tanks when you're ready. Let's go. Serpent tongue has gotten very large. Up, guys. We need 2 people to go across the bridge. There's 2 levers over there. And levers in 3, 2, 1, pull. It is open. We have a chest and a heavy sack, guys, before the next ad pull. And we have some dirt. And I'll explain the dirt piles a little bit better, guys, when we get to after this next boss. That's where we'll see if we got all 5. I'm gonna kill this monkey also. Don't worry, I died. So for this ad pull, you'll want to come back, Renaissance. For sure, we'll need you. For this ad pull up here, there's 3 big things. So right at the top of this ramp is it's a serpent tongue. Let me actually check. Yeah, it's a serpent tongue up top. And then to the right of that, right about where I'm shooting, there's going to be a brewmaster that's sort of like walking back and forth on the right there. And then on the left-hand side, there's a swashbuckler. And he's right like there right now. He's where I'm shooting. So what we're going to do is Renaissance, you're going to taunt the serpent tongue that's right up here. And you're going to bring him to the brewmaster who's to the right when you get up the ramp. All right, and you just like put them together. Group, we're going to follow Renaissance. So we want to be killing that brewmaster and killing that serpent tongue. Packer, what you're going to do is when we run up, you're going to find the swashbuckler, which is like over here, and you're just going to taunt that and hold it in the back of group. And group, we want to make sure that we are in between Packer and Renaissance. So when that swashbuckler starts to do its like leap, it's like ping pong maneuver, that it's like ping ponging between the two tanks and not to us. Yeah. So it's actually like the taunt's gone. It purges taunt when it jumps, and it gets a soft taunt to whoever it jumps to. You would want to apply breach to it. Also, that soft taunt will eventually go away. So it's like if you never taunt it, it can eventually like turn around and start hitting people. So like that's a long way to say like, yeah, you want to taunt it when it jumps to you. All right, tanks, when you're ready. Go. Remember, guys, we're going to the right, and we're finding Renaissance, who's got a lime on top of his head, and we're killing the stuff that he has. Don't say that about yourself. All right, good job, guys. Now we're going to go find the swashbuckler, which is already dead. Nope, here it is. Nice job, guys. I see no heavy sacks or chests. Rumble found dirt. Best of luck with the jump. There's a jumping game down here, guys. You guys can watch Renaissance do it. Oh, nice. All right, levers, 3, 2, 1, pull. It did not open. All right, go back. It looks like Donnie fell off, maybe. All right, levers, 3, 2, 1, pull. It opened. This is the next boss. So be careful, guys. Don't stray too far to the left. Those harpies can come over here and pull it. Make sure you're standing like right behind the door. So this boss does kind of the same thing as the turtle boss, where she does a lot of like jumping around the arena, and we're just gonna like follow her when she jumps as opposed to pulling her somewhere else. When she jumps, she will need an interrupt at her new jump point. And Renaissance, you just want to keep her turned away from group. She does have like a lot like the turtle. She'll put out those AoEs on ground, like in front of her. You just want those not on group. Packer, you're going to be pulling in the harpies as much as you can. Try to get them in cleave as fast as possible because they do multiply every time she jumps, just like the turtles. Group, there's going to be an extra mechanic here. So this boss will choose one person in group, and it can be a tank. So tanks, be ready for it. She'll choose one person randomly, and she'll put this big circle under your feet. When you move, that circle will move with you. You'll be in like the center of the circle, and it's about as big as that Hollow Fang circle that just came out. When you have that circle will do damage to yourself and to other people in it. So when the circle goes out, everyone wiggle, figure out if it's yours. If it's yours, to get out of group. And you want to look around the arena and find, it's basically like a matching game. So there's going to be another AoE in the arena that's shaped like a donut with a hole in the center. And you want to take your circle and you want to put it into the center of that donut, like you're matching your circle with the donut, right? And then it'll disappear. And then you can come back to group. So just be on the lookout for that. Anyone have any questions? All right, cool. Renaissance, when you're ready. And the donut is out. It's out on me. And everyone to new spot. Me again? No, you all just stack in the center. And you trust the healers to... Yeah, you just stack in the center. You don't pull her to the side. Yeah. There's no way to move her. You spot? Your healers just have to really, like, be on point. For the whole trial, really, on vet. And it's on Snowy. Snowy is ignoring the mechanic. How did this door, guys? Yeah. But the idea is she's jumping fast enough that the group is only getting like 6 or 7, which can be healed through. Yeah, she's physically unable to be moved. So it's just like not a strat. You would not like move her around on veteran. On vet as a tank, like in the 20s. Nice. So guys, what Evil just did is she came over to this dwarven device over here with the blue light on, and she interacted with it, and because we had found 5 runestones, we get these like special buffs. So if you look at your character sheet in your menu and you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see these like prismatic buffs, and they're just fun. So they do things like they make you go fast. If you're a werewolf, they like give you more sustain. There's like all these random buffs. And they randomly apply. So they're just a lot of fun. That's why we do them. Everyone come into this coral cavern here. This is the second boss. And we're gonna go to the right over here. This is where we fight this boss, is in this location right here. Do I have volunteers who want to go downstairs? Cool. Anyone else? It's a fun downstairs mechanic. You don't need to do it on normal, but makes the fight faster to do it on normal. All right, cool. Yeah, so Smoke Monster and you are gonna go, but everyone can follow me actually. So first thing, actually, before we go anywhere, everyone pull up your map. Like press the select button and pull up the map. You'll see all of us clustered. You'll see a big pool in the center of the arena, and then you'll see 6 smaller pools on the outside. Can someone show what happens when you go in the smaller pools? Just jump on in there. They died. So don't do that. The smaller pools, you cannot jump into them. All right, so you'll just like automatically die. The only way to get downstairs is to go into the center pool. And the best way to get there when we're actually fighting is to go through where the boss is right now. So Smoke Monster and Tartarus, you see where this boss is standing? When I call you guys to go downstairs, you're gonna run like to that location to get down there, okay? But for right now, you guys can follow me. So as we're running, notice that these pools have different symbols. So that pool right there we just left is the crown. This one is the wheel. That one over there is the anchor. So when I tell you like where you're going, I'll tell you which symbol to go to. And then this is the downstairs right here. So you fall down here. I'm gonna say you've been infested with a parasite. I'll explain that in a bit. You'll see that there's 3 different paths you can take down here, and you have to synergize with the different spouts to change course. The way that we run this, the first thing you'll need to synergize with is the crown. When you come down here during the actual fight, the crown will be lit up to tell you that's the way to go. So everyone synergize to come down towards the crown. Each of these different paths has 2 separate pools on it. So this path has the crown pool, which we're at. And then if you continue that way, you'll get to the chalice pool. So during the actual fight, I'll tell the portal people to go to crown. You guys will come here where we're standing right now. There's going to be, I don't know where you went. Are you upstairs? Yeah, you can't go backwards, Tartarus, so you're just stuck there now. You're fine though. Everything I'm saying applies to that as well. So once you guys get down here, you'll have a coral that'll be in front of you. It's called a reef heart. It's stationary. It's just like a big rock. And that's the thing you need to kill. It will put out different poison mechanics. Just don't stand in them. There is also going to be a big crab here. The crab will target you guys to do damage. So make sure that you're just paying attention to him. When he goes to heavy, He'll have those like yellow sparks coming off of him. Just roll dodge that heavy and keep killing the reef heart that's in front of you. When you're done killing the reef heart, you will come to the chalice pool. So you'll keep like going along the river here, and you'll end up at chalice, and then you'll just wait here at chalice. Because the next pool that's going to be activated is the chalice pool. So that way you guys can like do two kind of in one shot. All right, did that make sense, portal people? So you're going to go to crown first. Once you're done, go to chalice. Do not take the YB surging water synergy at the pools because that'll bring you upstairs. So you want to wait to take that until you're like ready to go upstairs. All right, so everyone can take it now. We'll go upstairs. And you'll see once you go up, it says the infestation within you begins to die. You have on your buff bar this like 40-second debuff. And if you try to go downstairs when you still have that debuff, it will just kill you. That's what the infestation is about. We are only going to do one portal team. Usually you would need two portal teams because you guys kind of have to like alternate, but we'll just do one because we don't have more people interested in going. And that's the downstairs mechanic. And so I'll tell you guys when to go, but what you're watching for is the boss is going to stop what he's doing and he's going to come over to this pool right here and he's going to start interacting with it, and I'll create like a blue light in the pool, and that's when you'll hear me say, Portal Team 1, go to Crown. You guys just run off and kill that Reef Heart and then go to Chalice. And I'll tell you guys too when Chalice gets activated. I'll say, okay, he's going to Chalice, guys. So you guys can like get ready for it to appear. Any questions from the Portal team? All right, cool. For the tanks, so Renaissance, your job is going to be tanking all of these big guys, these Reef Guardians, and they are going to split. So it's kind of like the Bloodroot Forge boss where it splits into like separate copies of itself. What we want to do, group, is we always want to be killing the smallest version on the field. So like when this first guy splits at about 70%, we want to stop killing that big guy and we want to swap and kill the smaller guy. And we do that because if we keep killing that big guy, it's just going to keep splitting and we'll end up with like a lot of medium-sized dudes. So that's how we like control burn on this boss. The medium-sized dude will also split to create a tinier dude. And again, we'll want to stop what we're doing and we'll want to target that tiny dude and kill that guy and then go to the medium dude and then go back to the big dude. And that's how we like do the burn. So just make sure that when they split Renaissance that you get a taunt on that littler dude because they will turn around and kill group otherwise. This is your whole area. I think you've seen tanks do this before, right? So they will put out poison circles. They'll put out this like poison cone where they're like spitting on you. And as they do that, they're going to start dropping poison circles. And you want to walk pretty slowly. So if you're just block walking, it's actually too fast. Like you'll spread out the circles too much. Yeah, so like you kind of have to like block it and then a circle gets dropped and then like take 2 steps and then block it and like take 2 steps and block it again. Okay. And then if you need to, you can also kind of come along this wall and then you can kind of go all the way around and like come back. Yeah. You just don't, guys, you don't want to go across this barrier here. So if you stand over here, you start calling these poison plants onto group. We just don't want to do that. So just stay away from that. Don't go near this like electrical barrier on the ground. Packer, for you, we'll link up a bunch of stuff, Rumble. Packer, for you, there's going to be ads that come out. So there's this like randomly circling horse. Ignore the horse. It's just there to knock people over. There's also going to be a bear and a senche. So when you see those guys, Packer, just taunt them and bring them right over to where Renaissance has the boss. And group will just kill those. And so that's your whole job. And also, Packer, if Renaissance happens to die, just be really ready to grab those dudes. It's just really easy for a tank to die here because he's tanking like 3 or 4 different things, you know? So it's easy to kind of miss something and get hit. All right, guys, and that's the whole fight. Just make sure if you're a DD or a healer that you're staying in the center here because Renaissance is going to use these walls. So if you're standing behind Renaissance, you can die because the boss he like needs to move sometimes. So just stay in the center and you'll be safe. All right, Renaissance. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. About 7 stacks. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The tank can take a lot more stacks, so the tank kind of decides their own cleansing. Usually around like 22, 25 is when they'll cleanse. They're around 7, because around 9 they'll start getting one shot. All right, Renaissance, when you're ready. Okay, guys, you can put your dots right here by this pool, because they'll be here in a sec. There's his poison spit he's doing. He is gonna split, guys. He has split. Everyone tab target the tinier dude. And watch out, because Renaissance is gonna have to move here, guys. Thrown back into the middle. We're gonna get another split here. Keep your tab target on the little dude. And portal team, you're going to crown. Oh, you did not grab him. Portal team, you guys should be going to crown now. Portal team to crown. Tartarus, that's you. Tartarus. Go to crown. Go to crown. Also, guys, DD should be getting reses. Thanks, Snowy. To Smoke Monster, I think you're going to be down there alone because Tartarus still hasn't left. The best of luck down there. Nice job, Smoke Monster. He is just going to Chalice now. And Tartarus, if you still want to go downstairs, you can. I don't know if you maybe are not on mic anymore. You can't hear me, possibly. Can anyone hear me? Okay, perfect.
No.
Get him before he splits again. Nice job, guys. And now just this dude. Good job, guys. Smoke Monster, nice job soloing down there. Solid. Oh yeah, you can solo them on vet too, actually. That's like, it's a way easier to do the fight. If you have people, oh, because it's at the door. Don't panic, just come to the door. So if you have people who are really like experienced down there at not dying, if you're parsing like 80k, like as long as you don't die down there, you can totally just solo it. And then the burn upstairs is a lot nicer. Come through the door, guys, and there's a chest to the right. Make sure you're binding things, guys. So if you're here for something and you keep getting like you should be binding the gear you're collecting as you go. Because otherwise you're just going to get copies of things, which can be frustrating. Yeah, go ahead. More than 3 is the problem for the tank. Yeah. And really there should never be more than 2. So like if you get 3, it's like, oh, the group is fucking their burn. And then if you have 4, it's like, oh, the group has really decided to like that they did not want the clear on this boss today. No, someone said they were getting too much per listen. We'll trade at the end though. So we don't need to do that now, guys. So for this pull, it's actually very easy to pull both pulls. So there's a pull in front of us right here, and then there's a pull down the way, like down the stairs over there. The way to not pull them both at once is you see this swindler walking away who's got the torch there, and how he's walking downstairs. You got to make sure that you're pulling the pull when that guy is up here. If you pull this while that guy is like walking around down there, he's going to call everything to the fight. So while we're waiting for him to come back, Renaissance, you're going to grab, there's an overseer that's like over here, way over there. And then there's a brewmaster who's like over here. Those are your two guys, and you're going to hold them together, and we're going to kill them. The overseer you haven't seen before. Make sure that you have your back against a wall when you are tanking him. He will do this thing where he freezes you and then kicks you. And if you're not against a wall, he's going to kick you right off the platform. So you just got to make sure you're like back to a wall. And we are good to pull here because that fire guy's here. And Packer, you are just chaining in things up here. Job, guys. Sometimes there's a heavy sack right here on me. All right, so the next pull here, we have a keel cutter that's like straight ahead of us. We want to tab target that guy. We want to kill that guy first. And then we have a swashbuckler. And what we're going to do is, Renaissance, you're grabbing the keel cutter and the swashbuckler. And Packer, you are going to grab the brewmaster who's standing like way over there and just hold him like out of group for the moment. So we'll kill the keel cutter and the swashbuckler, and then we'll like kill your brewmaster second. And tanks when you're ready. Hit on the keel cutter, guys. Make sure everyone's killing that. And now kill the swash. And everyone to Packer. Swash and brewmaster on Packer. Good job, guys. There's a chest right here. Go ahead, Renaissance, yeah. Right, yeah. I mean, you would see it and walk out of it, yeah. I mean, that goes for any role. Like a good experienced person in here won't get hit by it. So for this poll, we have two things we can see, and then we have a third thing that's gonna like run in after we start. So the two things we can see, the two big things we can see are a keel cutter and an overseer. We want to tab target that keel cutter. Renaissance, you're gonna grab them both and just put them against a wall, so that the overseer doesn't murder you. Packer, you are gonna be grabbing a sharpshooter that's like up there. Up there. He's going to run down. So just taunt him, turn him around, get a bash on him if he needs a bash, and just hold on to him, like outside a group. And we'll come over for him once we're done with the other two things. And Renaissance when you're ready. Uh-oh. Good job. And now everyone to the sharpshooter. Good job, guys. There's a heavy sack right by where we first came down, guys. To the right of the ramp is a heavy sack. And there's a bunch of cabinets to loot up here, but nothing else. Just cabinets. And when you're done, come meet me where I'm standing right now. Hi. Oh, hey, what's up? hmm Well, so yeah, it goes to two people, right? And the whole thing to do is to not move. So if it's on you, you just trust the group to get out of it. It's like on other people to move out of it because there's a bit of a lag. So like when I'm doing something, you see it like 4 seconds later is like how the game works. Everyone back up. There's a dog coming. So that's why anytime you're in a trial or a dungeon and there's a mech like that where it's like on you and it's following you, stop what you're doing. Don't try to like roll dodge away from people because you're actually making more of a problem. You just like stop and let people get away from you. There is, right? Would be, well, there is. So you would move to make it move, but you don't want to do that. Because again, if you move, it confuses people. They don't know where you are. They're moving, you're moving, and then they get hit by it. So again, if you get a mech like that, you stay in one spot. You trust the group to just move away from you. All right, guys, the dog is gone. You can come down here now. So there's 3 serpent tongues in this bowl. In Renaissance, you're going to grab all 3 of them and put them together. And Packer, be on the lookout for the reef vipers and the crabs that get called, and you're just going to taunt those. And guys, we just want to kill the serpent tongues. Don't worry about those ads, because once the serpent tongues are dead, the ads die too. Tanks when you're ready. Right, Packer's doing that. Good job, guys. We have a heavy stack behind you guys. And then we're going to have a wandering dog here, but we can just kill him. And there's also going to be a wandering swashbuckler who can come up here, but I don't see him yet, so it'll be okay. There's a chest behind these crates here. All right, so this pole across the bridge here is just trash. So Renaissance, as soon as everyone's over here, you can just pull in and grab it. There is going to be a swashbuckler who may come bumbling into it, so just keep an eye out for him and taunt him if you see him. Yeah, he's here. We'll probably be done with the trash by the time he gets here. All right, yeah, so go ahead. And Packer, you just want to stand back. There's a swash may jump to you before he's dead here. Yep, he did. Good job, guys. I don't see any... Oh, there's a heavy sack to the right. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so he chooses a person, and if you're talking about the knives that get thrown, that's the swashbuckler. The keel cutter will do a cone on a person that like moves with them. So there's kind of 2 different kiting mechanics. But yeah, the swashbuckler is the thing where he turns around, chooses a person, and starts like throwing knives at them, and they drop circles under their feet. No. So walk forward a little bit, guys, but not too far. Everyone should tab target the keel cutter that's like around this corner. So put your reticle on him, press and hold down on the right joystick, make him outline in white. Once you do that, back up, because there is something that's walking around that can fuck us here. We're not careful. So for this side pole, there's sort of like an upstairs portion and a downstairs portion. And what we're going to do is Renaissance, you're going to grab the overseer that we can see from here. He's kind of like right in front of us. And then to the left of that is a keel cutter. And then further to the left of that and behind is a sharpshooter, one of those archer guys like over there. So you're going to grab the keel cutter and the overseer, and you're pulling them to the sharpshooter. The most important thing for you to grab is the keel cutter. We need to kill that guy. And And then there's some stuff walking here. So everyone make sure you stay back here. This guy's going to walk forward. Packer, the swashbuckler here, this wanderer, he's going to be yours, but he'll be downstairs when we pull. And then also downstairs, you can see right there, there's a brewmaster. So what you're going to do is when we pull, you're going to go stand at the top of this ramp over here. And you're just going to stand there and wait for these things to like come to you and just taunt them. So like, and so they should just end up at the top of the ramp. So you'll taunt them both. We'll be busy killing stuff. So just hold those things right there. Once we're done killing stuff, we'll come over to you and we'll kill the other things. But everyone make sure we're killing that keel cutter. That's the most important thing to kill here. And Renaissance when you're ready. All right, guys. Go. Alti dumb. Kill him. Nice job, guys. Keep killing this stuff. Yep, it's okay. And kill the swash while he's here. And then we'll go get that brewmaster. All right, to the brewmaster. Very nice job, guys. Smooth. And I don't see anything up here. I don't see anything down here either. Okay. So when you're done, guys, come through this big door down here. But do not jump down. So you're gonna come out onto this like cliff. Everyone just stand up here for a second. And we're gonna talk about this while we can see everything really easily from up here. So the thing that's standing in the middle of the pool down there is Teleria. Fleet Queen Teleria down there. When we start the fight, she's gonna become this really massive, like, wind atronach thing. I think that person needs to turn off their profanity filter, because we won't be able to tell you. Right? Nice, yeah. Because every time we type it, it'll still look like that. That guy, sorry.
I've got it.
Okay, cool, thanks. Not that the Discord invite is profane, the game just thinks it is. Alright, so she becomes really big. She's gonna stay in the middle. She like won't leave that circle. She like can't move. She'll just like be there. What we're gonna do is we're all gonna stack by the challenge banner, which is right there where I'm shooting. We're just all gonna stand there and we're gonna kill Teleria. That's like our main focus the whole time, is killing her. Renaissance, you're gonna stand a little bit off of group, so you'll be right about here. And that's because Teleria has a really massive cleave. And so you don't want that like just going on group constantly. So you have to stand a little bit like 30 degrees, like kind of away from group, basically. Packer, you'll be grabbing, there's gonna be these behemoths, these tide behemoths that come up out of the water. And they come up kind of randomly. So they can pop up here. Pretty sure they can pop up like over here. But they'll come up out of the water and you want to taunt it and you're gonna just pull it in front of group. So group will be like on the beach right down here, and the boss will be like in the center, and you want to put that thing in between the group and the boss, because that way the group can kind of like kill it. It is going to put down a big circle every so often. If it's up for too long, you'll see it do this huge like overhand motion and like smack your face. When it does that, make sure you're blocking. In group, when it's doing that, don't be standing next to it, because that big circle will kill you. So just make sure you're watching. If a big circle goes out, like please step out of it. But otherwise, guys, we're just still focusing Teleria. Even when that thing is up, that thing will just die passively. In terms of other mechanics, there are going to be these like water nereids that pop up towards the end of the fight. They'll be all around the circle, everywhere. They can take control of you, so they'll ensorcel you. You'll hear like a whooshing sound, and your character will turn kind of purple, and then they'll grab hold of you, and they'll try to walk you towards the center circle. So one thing to do is make sure you're never right on the edge of that center circle of water. Make sure you've backed up a little bit. Even if you're melee, your light attacks will still hit. Teleria has a huge hitbox. The reason you're doing that is because you need to break free before you hit that center water. That center water is going to kill you if you stand in it. So you need a couple seconds of like slow walking to be able to break free, or you'll just die. Also, if you're a stamina heavy character, make sure you're really watching your stamina in this fight, because if you get grabbed and you don't have the stamina to break free, you are just going to die. So you have to just like watch that and manage it. The center water is poison. You'll die immediately. Don't touch it. When we start the fight, the outer ring of water will fill with slaughterfish, so you also do not want to go in there. There is going to be a deluge mechanic that goes out. It'll go out on 5 people when it happens. If it's out on you, you may notice that your chest explodes with like a huge snowball and you're like trailing snow behind you. You'll also see on your buff bar, which is the bar right above your health bar, that you have this big snowball on your buff bar, and it's counting down to 0. When it hits 0, you're going to like explode damage. So when deluge goes out, I'm going to need everyone to stack up really tight, except for our main tank, of course. And healers, get all your heals down, and when I call block, I just need everyone to block. And we'll just block the deluge damage. You cannot do that in veteran, by the way. That is a normal only strat. So listen for that block call out. The other thing we may need to deal with, go ahead. Yeah. But that's for vet. For normal, you just ignore it. Yeah. So the other thing we may deal with is she may call up these whirlwinds that are going to march themselves like clockwise or counterclockwise around the circle. If she's not pushed fast enough, those whirlwinds may come up like through group as they're marching. If you want to do that, I will warn you guys it's going to happen, and if they're going to come through group, you guys need to roll dodge through them. Don't block them, don't do nothing, roll dodge through them. And that goes for tanks too. You guys cannot take that just blocking, you have to roll dodge them as another normal only mechanic. You guys can come down when you're ready. That's the whole fight. Everyone make sure you're on the beach, not in the water for when the fight starts, because you don't want to get bitten by slaughterfish. And Renaissance, you'll basically be tanking her right about here where I'm standing. Okay. And when you are ready. Alright. Do damage, guys. Alright, grab that guy. This is a heal check, you guys. Just stay in group, keep doing damage. And put your dots down on that sea behemoth. And get ready. This is the deluge mechanic, guys. So everyone just get ready to block. And block now. Good job. And we're going to see whirlwinds in a second. So those are the whirlwinds. So if we can get her to 50% before they're coming back through group, we can skip the roll dodge. And I think we'll be able to do it. But just Renaissance, get ready to roll dodge those, because she will keep doing them until she's out of this like mechanic here. Should go away in a second. And there we go. We're good. We are going to see another deluge most likely, so just get ready for that, guys. Mentally prepare yourselves. Maybe we won't. Can probably. And just keep killing Teleria, you guys. Nice job, guys. That is the fight. And go ahead and link gear that you don't want, that you want to give away.